Wave to the camera, Mom. I dragged my mom out today. We're at Will Rogers State Beach out in Palisades. Pretty incredible. A little overcast. I honestly think that I maybe felt something sprinkle on me, but I'm not super sure. We're just gonna go with it. If it starts raining, then hey, we'll deal with it then, huh? So today we're gonna talk about Proposition 19. I'm not gonna tell you how to vote because that is your personal decision, but I am going to inform you on what the proposition is even about, because personally, whenever I vote and I get to the proposition part, I'm always kind of like, who has a coin for me to flip, right? It is a real estate one. Yeah, let's break it down. Proposition 19 is made to help seniors and those who are affected by natural disasters like the wildfires in order to be able to get some tax breaks. First, let's talk about the cons. It will raise taxes for people that are getting inheritances. If you are inheriting properties, then this will affect you, but even then, this might be a better situation for you in the long run. A little bit of history about property taxes. In 1978, Proposition 13 was passed. Puts a cap on your property taxes so that every year your property taxes are only increasing by 2%. So no matter how much your home is increasing in worth, your property taxes aren't just skyrocketing with the valuation of your home. Of course, the older you get, the better that deal gets. In California, property taxes don't raise necessarily, other than that 2% cap a year, until the transfer of ownership happens. With that transfer of ownership, which you might think would be a good thing for homeowners, and it is a good thing for homeowners, but what it really does is it sort of traps a lot of people into thinking that they don't really have any other options with their home other than holding on to it until they pass and then leave it to their children, because they're afraid to take on a new property that, you know, is a little bit smaller, that is less work, that is in newer condition, because they don't want to take on the burden of higher property taxes. And what this has really done is sort of limited the amount of money that can go back into the communities, right? Because if we're not getting that transfer of ownership and we're not getting those new property taxes, then we can't necessarily get the money that we need to go into the schools, that need to go into fixing up roads, that sort of thing that goes along with your taxes. What have we already done to combat this? Well, we have Proposition 6090, which if you are in the state of California, if you are above the age of 55 and you sell your home, then you are able to take your property taxes and transfer them with your new home. There are a few stipulations for this. First off, the house that you are moving into has to be of lesser value. You can only do this one time in your whole entire life, and you have to stay in the same county. Personally, what I see when I talk to a lot of people is that they're like, you know, I want to sell this home, take my $2.5 million and move to Palm Springs, but that's not the same county, so they wouldn't be able to keep those same property taxes according to Proposition 6090 and transfer that with their new home. This is where Proposition 19 comes in. It's similar to 69, that you can take your property taxes with you, but you can do this 3 times. You can buy a house that is even more expensive than the one that you live in, and then you just pay the difference, and you can move anywhere in the state. So it's much less limiting, gives you a lot more options, and really helps out these families that feel sort of trapped in these homes due to not wanting to pay greater taxes. Remember, I said that there would be a tax hike for inheritances. Those are not aimed at the average day person. If you are planning on keeping the home, say you are the child and that you are inheriting the home. If you plan to live in that home, then you can keep those same property taxes. Also, if it's a farm, then you can keep your same property taxes. But as I said, these tax hikes are aimed more toward the wealthy families that own a lot of investment properties, say apartment complexes or commercial buildings, and then they're leaving a huge amount of property for their inheritances. It's to keep people from using those loopholes. What is the benefit overall? Remember how I said if we aren't necessarily getting those raised property taxes that we need to be getting every year, then we're not getting all the money pumped back into our state. The government is saying that with this proposition, we will be able to get over $400 million back into our state every single year. Most of that will go into fire protection and prevention, which, as we know, in the state of California, huge deal. We definitely need some aid with that. The rest of it will go to government, exactly what I was saying before, the school, the road, stuff like that. That's basically the gist of the proposition. If you have more questions, leave them for me in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them. And I think my mom actually has some questions, so let's go over to her. Mom, what are your questions?
So when you buy this new house, is that new property tax? I imagine you get a new base. Is that also capped at 2%?
Yes, the new one would be capped at 2% increase.
Okay. All right.
I believe we should definitely talk to a tax expert about this and not take my word for Bible. But yes, as according to Proposition 13.
And then I think the last thing is that in the very beginning you said something about it would change the capital gains tax.
No, not the capital gains tax. That's more, we're looking at what I talked about in my last vlog with the 1031 exchanges. That's when we're getting into more of the capital gains. So if you do have questions about capital gains, check out my last vlog. Well, actually it wasn't my last vlog, it was a couple vlogs ago, but check it out. Any more questions?
Nope, that was all I had.
All right, well, hope you guys enjoyed your day.
We did.
We did. Bye.